Many people visit Belize for its pristine turquoise waters and gorgeous white sand beaches, but what shouldn't be missed is San Ignacio. In this video, I'm gonna explore ancient Mayan ruins, embark on adventure, thrilling activities of cave tubing or even zip lining, and be fully immersed in the culture's rich history. It's an hour-and-a-half drive from San Ignacio. You're gonna get to Nohoch, Cahal. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And here there's some adventure-seeking zip lining and then also river tubing through a cave. Let's go check it out. When you're choosing to do this tour, you can just opt for just the cave tubing portion, but I highly recommend you throw in the zip lining. It's so much fun to have the two different extremes, going from soaring through the jungle, getting the chance to see some monkeys up close, fingers crossed hopefully, but then also then going deep underground, tubing through the caves. All right, so now we have got the longest one. It's 1,000 feet. We're gonna be about 200 feet in the air. We're going over the river that we're gonna be tubing later on.
Your feet a little, Maddie. All right, let's go, have fun.
Woo! Last one, the views from up here are incredible. Going out over the river doesn't get better than this. All right, I just got done soaring through the jungle ziplining. Now it is time to go underground though and go do some cave tubing. I'm so excited and I'm so glad that I'm going with Get Your Guide. Everything from booking to then the pickup and now on the tour has been so seamless and so easy. They're always partnering with the best local tour companies and I'm so excited to go tubing and show you this incredible adventure. So we've got helmets, life jackets, and our tubes. Safety is the most important. First step though is going to be crossing this river. We've got about a 30-minute walk and then we get to our first set of caves. What's really cool is on this trail that you're walking along, underneath is going to be the river that we're about to be floating down here in just a little bit. All right, so I just found out termites are really rich in protein. Oh man, I don't know if I can do this, so I'm going to try some. Can termites hurt you?
No, they're harmless.
Oh man, there's so many on my hand right now. Oh, crunchy. Oh, that's minty. Oh my gosh, it tastes like carrots. Look at these guys. We have made it to our first cave. Only one way to get in the water though. We got a cave back here behind me, and then we're floating down straight into this one. Woo. The water feels so nice and refreshing here. We're heading deeper and deeper into the cave and we are losing all light. We've got some headlamps here so we can see all the cool things that are in these caves. So down in the caves, the Mayas used to believe that the water that would drip down from the stalactites was holy water because they believed that the stalactites were the roots of their sacred tree. And so it is said that if the water drips on you, you have 100 years of good luck. All done with our first cave. Now we're heading into our second cave. Okay, this is really cool. This is fun. Now it's time to go deep into the cave again. Oh man, what have I gotten myself into? That was bad. I did a bad job doing that. All right, we are out of the caves and now we've got about a 10-minute float down the river until we are done with the tour. This has been so incredible. Seeing so many different bats, seeing all of the cave formations, cliff jumping in the cave, and now just like a peaceful finish. We went to Shibaba, the Mayan underworld, and we made it out alive. If you want to do the same exact tour, I've got a link down in the description for you. The only reason why I knew about San Ignacio was because of the ATM Cave. Now, while this cave system is super impressive on its own, what makes it one of the most visited caves in all of Belize is that there are human skeletal remains in the cave that you can see, and a ton of other amazing artifacts. The Mayans used to believe that caves were the entrances to the underworld, and their gods lived down in the underworld, and so they were like taking their sacrifices down to their gods. And so unfortunately, you can't bring any cameras of any kind, even phones or anything, into this cave because a handful of years ago somebody dropped a camera and it put a hole through a skull. And so now you're not allowed to bring them. So, which I totally think is okay, and I honestly totally agree with it because you want to preserve these skeletons. Filming or no filming, camera, no camera, this tour is so incredibly worth it, and if you want to go on it, I've got a link right here or one down in the description. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I love a good market, and the one here in San Ignacio is not one to be missed. It does happen every day, but it's most likely on Saturdays. Day I am here, you can get all of your produce you need, different clothes, electronics, anything you can think of, they've got it here. It's also a great place just to see firsthand what local life is like and all the different cultures that blend Belize together. The best part about markets though is always going to be all the different street foods. So I ordered some fry jacks and then also some pupusas. I'm so excited to dig in, and I've also got some jamaica. So a juice and 2 food items, all of this cost me under 4 USD. That's why my favorite thing is always going to markets and trying the different foods here. And it's always the best tasting food you're gonna find anywhere. Oh man.
Right.
When you come to San Ignacio, you've got to come check out the Green Iguana Conservation Project. They're a local organization that is trying to rehabilitate the endangered species of green iguanas here in Belize. Green iguanas are hunted here. They're educating the local community on the importance of not hunting them during certain seasons. And doing this tour is really cool and incredible. You get to learn about all their different body parts. Here we do get to hold Chiva. That is because she's fully domesticated. But they're actually raising new, different iguanas here, and you don't get to touch them. You don't get to interact with them because they're releasing them back into the wild. She loves the attention. The tour costs about 12 USD, but it is more than worth it. Everything you get to learn about the iguanas and just seeing all the work they're doing here. They're also not a government-funded project, so the only way that they're able to continue to do the work that they're doing is through tourists going and spending their money checking out their conservation project. The tour only lasts about 45 minutes, perfect amount of time to just drop in, check out the iguanas, get some cool photos with them, and then go and explore the rest of San Ignacio. So today we are out all day long and we are going on an adventure. We are in the Mountain Pine Ridge area. It's hundreds of acres of just forest. It's so gorgeous out here. Our first stop though is going to be the Rio Frio Caves. Look at how massive this cave is. Time to go explore some caves. This cave is massive and it is so cool being in here, seeing all the stalactites and stalagmites. Wow, so huge. Definitely worth checking out when you're coming to Mountain Pine Ridge. Most people won't come to the Rio Frio Caves, but I think it is more than worth it. Next up is the Rio Frio Pools. And this is the exact same river that was going through the cave. You can just come, find your own little spot, and go for a swim. I'm interested to know how cold the water is. The water is full of a lot of moss. Oh, it's not too cold. The last stop on today's tour is the Big Rock Waterfall. This thing is massive. Spent about an hour swimming here, cliff jumping. It is so peaceful and relaxing. Remember to reapply your sunscreen. I did not, and I am sunburnt now. You do have to hike down in here, which means you gotta hike back out. I would say hiking down in took about 15-20 minutes. Some of the stairs are a little bit sketchy, but not too bad. The perfect ending to a long day in the sun and in the water is with a nice cold beer. We've got Belican here, which is the national beer of Belize. Cheers! A trip to San Ignacio would just not be complete without visiting Xunantunich ruins. This impressive set of Mayan ruins was created pretty recently, actually, in the 800 AD. It is so impressive. You currently do have archaeologists working, doing excavations, and the best part though is you can climb El Castillo, the tallest temple here. I do believe it's about 130 feet high. Let's go climb it. I always love wandering around a grand plaza at any set of ruins. This one here is massive. Not as large as the one from Tikal, but it is still equally as impressive, especially with how massive Castillo is right back here. So you can walk around Xunantunich within about an hour and a half with a guide, kind of learning all there is to know about the place. I would recommend give yourself 2 hours though. You don't want to feel rushed. I would really recommend though that you come in the morning before it gets too hot. It is so warm here in Belize. I am here in June, which is rainy season, so it's making it a bit more muggy, but wow, it's toasty. So I've always wondered why in Mayan ruins, the stairs are always so like high and spaced out, because Mayans were short people, about my height, if not shorter. But it's because it was always like the high priest or their king sitting at the top of the temples, and they didn't want you to be able to be like chest up looking at them and like their gods. They wanted you to be like bent over and down, and you would like walk up them sideways and then back up this sideways. Right now I'm walking through the old ball court, or their game court where they'd play their famous Mayan game Pocatalk, I think. So they'd run along these two edges up here, and there'd be a hoop over there. They'd have to get the ball through the hoop. They could use everything except for their hands. Something interesting about El Castillo that a lot of other temples don't have is this main one has got all these rooms right here. And so archaeologists do believe that this was not like some worshiping temple or anything. It was the high priests or the king and queens, like the higher up families. This was their home, and these were their rooms, which is different than most of like the main grand temples that you see. You can see right up there, they've got some carvings. Obviously those have been replicated, otherwise they'd have them covered and protected from the elements right now. But I love getting to see the replications of them, because it's so cool, because you get to see what it used to look like and how they would have decorated their houses. An absolute highlight of my time here in San Ignacio is coming to Morningside Ranch and going horseback riding through the jungle. As you know, I normally don't participate in animal tourism because most time there's cruelty involved with it. But here at Morningside, these horses are treated honestly probably better than most humans are treated. Their coats are gorgeous. They are so well loved and looked after. So I highly recommend, make sure you give yourself one extra day here in San Ignacio. Come horseback riding. Come check out some scenery that you would never be able to see if you were just like hiking or on foot, or just going with like any basic tourism company. Here they really want to focus on like creating the connection with people and creating connection with travelers and these beautiful creatures. They have multiple different tours you can take. I chose to do the 2-hour tour. We climbed up through the jungle, and then we even came back down some pretty steep hills. We did some galloping and saw some incredible viewpoints overlooking all of the jungle. You can find them right here at their Instagram handle. I loved my time at Cahal Pech Village Resort. This hotel had everything that I needed, from 2 big pools, plenty of beds to lay out in the sun on, a restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, super speedy Wi-Fi, and the best hospitality. The beds are so comfortable, and the rooms have incredible views overlooking the entire town of San Ignacio. One of my favorite things though about the hotel was their connection with local tour agencies. I was able to book so many incredible tours here, from canoeing at night down the river, the Mountain Pine Ridge, Xunantunich, but my all-time favorite was horseback riding in the Belizean jungle hillsides.